now focus on the Black Princesses because technical director of the team, Nora Hoptel, says that she has noticed an improvement in the team ahead of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. The Ghana female Under-20 national team has been preparing for the tournament in Costa Rica and lost 4-0 to France in a friendly game just a few weeks ago. However, the technical director believes that the team are in a better shape to compete.
We had a good game. We won 6-0. I think we were dominating a lot. It was a first division club from Costa Rica. So we were also physically, we were dominant. But also we need to understand that the USA, it's another level, you know. But we did it well. I think we improved very much the defending, the pressing. We worked a lot in the last training session. So this is good. I think still we can play a bit our transition moments in the offense, a bit more precise out, be a bit more efficient in scoring. But all in all, of course, we are satisfied. Now we have a good recovery. And Monday, Tuesday, we go in the channel for the first game. So then we get a bit more precise on the tactic, how we want to play the USA. But all in all, we have a good mood. It's raining a lot, but we take it as it is and focus on what we can influence. With this game, we had our last session done in terms of game playing. There are still little details we need to shape on. So tactic-wise, you know, so we're going to do a bit video analysis this afternoon from the game yesterday. And then Monday we start to focus towards also the USA, some moving patterns, you know, how do we want to defend the build-up. So the focus is going to go towards USA from Monday on.
From the technical director, let's now hear from head coach Ben Foucault. Head coach Ben Foucault says that the team is ready for the challenge ahead. However, general captain of the team, Mukarama Abdullahi, is calling on Ghanaians to support the Princesses to do well in the competition.
Sure.
Well, just to wrap up on the Black Princesses who play on Thursday against the United States of America at 5 p.m. Ghana time. Coincidentally, the team just announced the official 21-woman squad that would be in Costa Rica for the World Cup right before we got into the studio. And you can see the full team there. Cynthia Komla from Pelpia Ladies, Grace Boedu, and then we have Ziblim Faharana, all as the goalkeepers for the team. Abena Numa Opoku, Aisha Yakubu, Rebecca Tinga, Susan Amadia. We have Amastasia Acha, Louisa Inuwa, Jacqueline Owusu, and then Evelyn Baidu, who recently picked up the CAF Interclub Award for the women and also CAF Young Female Player of the Year. We have Azuma Bugri, Cecilia Nyama, Susie Dede Tai, Rahama Jafaru, Mafia Nyame. We have Sharon Esinam Samson, Mukarama Abdullahi, who's the general captain we just heard from, Doris Buedua of Hazakis Ladies, Ophelia Sawamponsa, and then Salamatu Abdullahi. That's the full complement of the technical team that would be leading the girls in Costa Rica. We still stay on football, but we move to the male division because today the Confederations of African Football in Cairo, Egypt held the draw for the preliminary round fixtures of the CAF Interclub competitions. Ghana Premier League champions Asante Kotoko will begin their CAF Champions League campaign against Burkinabe side Real Club Dukadiogo, while Heart of Oak will play the winner of AS Douanes of Burkina Faso and Mali's AS Bamako in the CAF Confederations Cup's second preliminary round. There's more details in the following report.
Kumasi Asante Kotoko will play Burkinabe side Real Club Dukadiogo in the first qualification round of the 2022-23 CAF Champions League. The first leg games are expected to be played on 9th to 11th September 2022, with the reverse legs fixtures scheduled to be played on 16th to 18th September. The winner of the two-leg matches will face the winner of Botswana side Gaborone United Sporting Club or AS Vita Club of DR Congo in the next round. Meanwhile, Heart of Oak will begin their CAF Confederation Confederation Cup campaign from the second round. The Phobians will be facing the winner of the match between AS Douane of Burkina Faso and Mali's AS Bamako. The first leg will be between 7th to 9th October, with the second slated for October 14th to 16th, 2022. Hans will be returning to the competition after a disappointing campaign last season, where they were eliminated in the playoff round by Algerian side JS Saoura.
So we'll be getting more details on the opponents that these two clubs would be facing, and there's no other better person to do this than Razak Musbao, who did the report there. Good report, Razak, but let's focus a bit more on the teams that Kotoko and Heart of Oak will be facing. For Heart of Oak, we'll come to them and why they're not participating in the first round. But for Asante Kotoko, they do face another champion. What type of opposition are they coming up against in the preliminary round?
They're coming up against a champion themselves, because RC Kadiogo, very strong name, on the African continent, in as much as they haven't fared well in the past years, but they've been a very strong side on the African continent. Way back in 1966, in the CAF Champions League, they were in the finals. So they've been a strong side. Their last performance appearance at the CAF Champions League was in 2018 against a Gabonese side called CF Mamuna, and they couldn't do very well. They exited in the preliminary rounds, and also they managed to play in 2017 against USM Orges, where they played in the second round after they had qualified from the first round, beating the Congolese side Diables Noir. So they are a pretty good side for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. But as far as the history is concerned, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, the first round of the prelims of the CAF Champions League, they've always thrived. It's very difficult to see Kumasi Asante Kotoko falter in the first round. It's the second round where they often have difficulty qualifying for. So, I mean, RC Kadiogo shouldn't be too much of a difficult side for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Expect them to surmount them and get to the next stage of the competition. It's the second preliminary round. That's where often Kumasi Asante Kotoko find it wanting. That's why since 2006 they've never qualified to the group stages of the CAF Champions League.
We'll talk more on this subsequently. I mean, the games are a few weeks away, and when it's getting closer, we'll be doing more analysis on these games. But let's quickly head over to Accra Heart of Oak, who themselves would not be in action in the first round, but would have to wait to find out who they play in the second round. What's the bit on that?
Well, what we understand is that due to some coefficient placement, for which reason Accra Heart of Oak were given the bye in the first round to play in the second round. That's what we understand. There's not so much information. All we know is that is some coefficient placement that saw them escape the first round and are playing in the second round against what's his name? The Burkinabe side.
I think AS Douanes.
AS Douanes, yeah. And the Malian side was named AS Rio de Bamako. Yeah. It's AS Rio de Bamako that I'm a bit worried for Accra Heart of Oak, because they are a pretty strong side. AS Rio de Bamako are a pretty strong side. As far as the Burkinabe side is concerned, they haven't been pretty good. This is the first outing in the CAF Confederations Cup. They exist just some few years since they were put together. But it's AS Rio de Bamako that you expect Accra Heart of Oak to find it quite a competition, and I tip them to qualify. And Accra Heart of Oak themselves have a big thing. I mean, big compensation to do to their fans, because we saw what happened to them in the latest outing in the CAF Confederations Cup when JS Saoura obviously humiliated them.
Thank you very much, Razak Musbao. We'll definitely keep in touch and do a lot more when these games are coming close. But we have to go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll tell you about a sports summit happening in Ghana on Thursday, the first of its kind. Welcome back from the break. You're still live here on Prime Sports. Let's talk about Afrosports and African Sports Summit, which will bring together major sports stakeholders on the continent and beyond for a unique intersection and discussion of science and business. Joining us via Zoom is Philip Sichofe Atrim, who is the project manager of Afrosport. Philip, it's an honor to have you this evening. Can you kindly talk us through the project Afrosport and how that idea of the whole summit was birthed?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good evening to your viewers. Thank you, Reku. Yes, Afrosports, it's a concept that initially the thought about it was to form a football summit. But having processed a thought, it started somewhere in 2018 where we were trying to put it together. But obviously, because of COVID, we had to put it under the shelf a little bit. But now that everything is open for normal business to resume, we thought about revamping the idea. And in the thinking process, we realized that it would be unfair to limit this to only football. So we've expanded it to sports. Again, it was also looked at in the Ghanaian perspective. But now we are also challenging it towards a more, a broader perspective in looking at it with the whole of Africa. So when you hear anything Afro, you know what it means. It means Africa. Yeah. So now it's Afrosports, and the sports there means that it's everything that has to do with sports. Now, the idea of Afrosports is to bring together everybody in the sports value chain. What we've realized on the continent is that whereas some people have good administrators, they don't have maybe good coaches or good sports scientists, or they don't have good administrators, or they don't have good marketing people. So what we are trying to do at the moment now is to bring everybody in the sports chain together under the same roof to discuss very pertinent topics that can help us grow the sports on the continent.
And this happens Thursday at the Accra International Conference Center at the Grand Arena. Just
Absolutely.
For the benefit of our viewers, what should people expect in terms of guests and the resource persons coming in?
It's packed. It really is packed. And I'll tell you what, since we announced that Afrosports was happening, we've had several companies and several sporting franchises wanting to get in touch and get to share, their parts of the story in sports and how we can make it better in Africa. So I can tell you that we have La Liga on board with us. La Liga is going to be there. They are going to be having a session with everybody who's going to be coming in. We've got the GOC wanted to be part of it. The Ghana Football Association is coming. Yeah. We've got VALD who are also going. VALD, when you talk about VALD, they produce sports apparels with technology. Players wear things that can calculate their heartbeat and what have you. They are also a part of it. Yeah. Johan Cruyff Institute have also confirmed that they are going to be coming for the seminar. So these are big franchises, or these are big companies in the sporting arena who want to be associated with Afrosport. But we've got great individuals who are coming on to share on our panel. Let me also quickly say that we've got sessions and panel sessions where we'll be tackling specific topics. So our first session is going to be tackling the role of education and science in sports development. The second session is going to be dealing with expanding the sports business table in Africa. Then we have a third session that is going to be talking about the best relationship between sports and betting. Then the final one is about corporate investment in sport. So we've got Beninu Mensah, who is going to be becoming the president of the GOC. We've got the General Secretary of the Ghana Football Association, Prosper Harrison Ado. We've got Desmond Tiji of La Liga. We've got Mark Mulberry. He's going to be also joining from Opta Sports. They are all going to be here. We've also got Dr. Emmanuel Sapon from the Winneba Sports College. He's going to be joining. Dr. Pambo is going to be on our panel. Anthony Bafu is going to be there. We've also had Nana Yamponso of Kotoko is going to be on the panel as well. So the names are endless. And when you go to our social media handle, Afrosports, you see all of them coming. The panel members who are going to be there on the Fred Moore, formerly of Artifoot, is also going to be on the panel. So it's packed. It's packed. The brains who are coming to share what we need to do to move our sport to the next level is just enormous.
It's definitely something that we do need, and unfortunately our time has run out here on Prime Sports, but thank you very much for joining us this evening. Philip Sichofe Atrim, he's the project manager of Afrosport, and the Sports Summit is taking place on Thursday at the Accra International Conference Center, Grand Arena. If you do want some more sports stories, you can follow us on social media at Joy Sports GH. And that would be it for today's edition of Prime Sports. We'll be back again same time tomorrow to bring you the latest in the world of sports. My name is Oreko Wampofo.